What's up guys, welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast, and today will be a very different segment altogether because instead of talking about only properties, I realized that a lot of audience that are first time home buyers, right, and they are trying to figure out how they can afford to pay for one. I know a lot of properties right now do not require down payment and things like that, but it's always good to have extra cash or savings and things like that, right? So as a working professional, I think we are in this segment called time poor segment, which means yes, I have salaries and it's quite a handsome one, I must admit, hashtag blessed, right? But the thing is, we do not have time to let money work for us. Hence I came across this thing called Robo-advisor. I had no clue what was it. It was a cousin, his name is Jiahan, and he introduced this to me. Yes, a 24-year-old cousin introduced this platform to me, saying that, hey Sean, you are so busy, right? You won't have any time, and I think this is absolutely suitable for you, and I gave it a try. And for those audience who have followed the Asking Sean series, right, you will realize that every now and then I will mention this thing Stashaway, especially for youngsters who really just started out and they really don't know what to do with their money. And today I will be sharing the result after trying it out for around a year. It was only a year ago that MCO, the first ever lockdown, happened, and I've started then. So today we will be seeing like what is the results like and things like that. So what I'll be sharing right now is this lah. So this is my net deposit. If you can see, my net deposit is actually 24,000, and I've made 2,300 right across a year. It gives me a time weighted return of 26%, and the highest that it went, it's up to 33%, right? So I think for those who have tried this before and they ask me the questions, right, actually what's my risk index, yes, I've put it to maximum, which is 36%. The best thing about the app is they allows you to choose which mode of investment. So they will also gauge based on your income, like how comfortable are you with your risk, right? So 36%, if not mistaken, means the probability of 1% in a year that this portfolio will actually lose money. So the 99% means that it will definitely increase in value, just don't know how much lah. And also in the app, you will get to see like the different assets that the app actually invests for you. So you have like these kind of things. To me, I didn't really bother at all, right? Because to me, it's just a saving. So how I used it is during MCO, the very first MCO, I just put in 5,000 because back then we had moratorium, so the rental I still collect, but then I don't have to pay installments, right? Then suddenly when you have this extra cash, what do you do with them? I can either put in stocks, put in gold, put in whatever that you are confident in, but this is an experiment for me, so I put in 5,000 first and let it play out, right? So after that, every subsequent month I will just put in 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 as if it's a saving. Then there's few ways to put in. One is you put in impromptu, like suddenly you got bonus, then you put in, then suddenly you got extra advance rental, you put it in. You know, you can just put in an SI, a standing instruction from the bank, every month before you spend your money, 1,000 or 2,000 or a portion of your savings, right, actually goes into this app and it will run for you. There's a few ways to look at it, right? So by saving monthly, right, every month 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, a year later I actually get 2,000 plus in terms of interest, and it requires me to not do anything. I didn't do any research at all. I was busy building this channel, right? And during MCO, it was almost hell week because marketing, I was in marketing, and everything needs to be fast, needs to be creative, needs to be quick. So I didn't really have the luxury of time to do any research on what stocks to buy and things like that. Yes, a lot of people made money via stock and some lost money after that, but then this becomes that very good alternative for people who are time poor just like me. And I realized that how lucky that my cousin generation, which is the millennials, right, you have apps like this to really push you to save money. Because back then what I do is just put in the same amount of 1,000 into the saving accounts and it generates 0.7%, which is ridiculous. Then until a certain amount, only it makes sense for you to put into a fixed deposit FD, which generates you like 2%. In comparison to that context, a 20% seems luxurious, right? Too good to be true. But then when you compare against crypto, you get that kind of volatility on a daily, on an hourly basis. So again, it's up to your risk appetite. Whether are you just investing for general, right? Or are you investing for a goal? Is it for a new car, a new house, education, vacation, whatsoever? And you get to also choose that mode in the app itself. And I must admit, I'm no expert in like what kind of portfolio that they invest and things like that. You can do your own research. I think there's a lot of videos online that talks about all this kind of thing, but to me, this is just me sharing like what do I do besides property. I can't be buying property every month, right? I wish I can, of course, but generally it's me during the buffer period. What do I do with extra cash? And I really hope that this can help a lot of working adults, right? Like 9 to 5, then when I get back, I still need to hustle on my side gig and things like that. It's important to know that we are constantly exchanging time for money, right? Working an extra job, getting an extra side gig, right, is really just exchanging time and effort for money. It's also important to then learn how to let money make money for us. And the easiest way to do that right now, I think, is Robo-advisor. It's so low risk, right? Yeah, of course, there's still risk to it. The 1% probability of it going the other way, right? But if you don't do anything to the money, right? If you don't do anything to whatever savings, for example, 1,000 ringgit, I put into the bank today, right? Next year, it will reduce by 5%. Then another year, that 1,000 becomes 950, becomes 900, becomes 850, becomes 800, and it keeps going down and down and down and down unless you do something with it. If you think about it, right, this segment is targeting audiences who are preparing to purchase a property, right? Let's say even if you purchase a property already, you sign a booking form and you sign the SPA already. Now you will still need money for your MOT later, still need cash for your utility deposits when you get the keys. You will still need money to move in and do renovations, well, at least furnishings lah, right? I can only save you a few thousand if you were to choose makeover, guys, but let's face it, you still need easily 20 to 30,000 just to move into the house and stay. So in a year time, I've saved around 5,000 plus 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So it accumulates up to 20 over 1,000, which is just about nice. It's not like a big, gigantic amount, but I think that with this amount, we can see that it appreciates a little bit compared to me putting into a current account, which is like the worst. Or you can put into a FD, and just imagine a year ago I booked the unit. Now I'm waiting to actually get my keys 2 years down the road, and I'll just formulate this habit of saving 1,000 a month. It will make a lot of sense. So is this the only way to save money? No. Is this a smart way of saving money? I think so. Especially if you don't know what to do with your money. But also take into consideration on the process of putting in money and taking out money, it will take around 2 to 3 working days. So I think it's still quick because compared to the days back in the time when I put in orders on stock market using reminders, so that would actually take weeks. But now I think it's pretty instant to take out money, and if that is an amount of money that is within your emergency fund, then you need to gauge yourself on how risky you want to go, because just in case emergency happen, you really need cash, then you need 2 to 3 days, and 2 to 3 days can be vital to certain situations, and just bear in mind with that. But if you have really that extra cash, and while you're still figuring out stocks, if you're still figuring out crypto, the money you just save and put there first, temporarily, also very good ma. And I guess this is the very first episode of me venturing, talking about different investment that I do myself besides buying properties. Like ultimately, of course, love buying properties. That will be my very first choice in any form of investment. But between that, I'll need to figure out the money for renovation and things like that, and this is one of them. Also, I'll put in a referral code so both of us can enjoy, I think, free management fees for our funds and things like that. So if you are really interested to give it a try, you can use that code. And I think that's all for this episode. Thank you very much, and I do encourage, right, for you guys to actually check out other platforms that talks about Stashaway before even attempting to try. But to me, you won't really lose money one lah. You just put in a few hundred just to really try it out first. Don't suddenly sailang put in like 10, 20,000, then like whoa. So this is me sharing my experience and my verdict. This is very convenient, especially for working professionals who are hustling the entire day for their careers. I don't have the luxury of time to do research or to get to know new things. I just have the ability to earn money, and then this is a very good platform for those who tries to learn how to make money work for them before me getting into stock markets or properties. And this is a very good platform for you to cultivate your money saving habits, right? Every month, then you will just put in and put in and put in, then you will see growth. After a year, not a lot, but you get extra 2,000, right? After saving 1,000 a month, I think it's pretty awesome. It means I get extra curtains in my property already, or I can get extra lounge chair and things like that. That's how I think about things lah, right? Everything all goes back to property. And I think that's about it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. And if you really like segments like this, do follow the channel and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.